I've noticed this trend where I see a bunch of videos going around. They've been going around for quite a lot of time now, I think. But they've got these titles suggesting that Instagram is ruining certain creators or artists' creativity. They go along the lines of something along the lines of artists should consider leaving Instagram. Instagram is ruining your creativity, or Instagram is not for artists and stuff like that. Now, though some of these statements might hold true within certain shades of grey, such as perhaps Instagram is not for artists, I would go as far as to argue that that is complete crap, and I say that respectfully, and please don't take offense and consider hearing me out. Firstly, this is for artists, individuals who went to Instagram looking for a platform to showcase their work. This opinion is, or this thought is shared for you, this is not for, or it's not directed towards individuals who went to Instagram with the goal of either directly or indirectly having some form of financial gain through having an Instagram account. And I have these opinions, and I'm sharing this video because I'm an individual who opened an Instagram account just so that I could have another place to showcase my art. That's pretty much it. I also have a very small following, so I do feel that I am in a position to say the things that I'm about to say, and I feel I'm in a fair position to share with you how I approach things and how I manage my attitudes. If you as an artist are thinking of leaving Instagram or complaining about Instagram because of some algorithm, might it not just be a bit more productive to, instead of complaining, instead of threatening yourself that you're gonna leave Instagram or closing your account, might it not make more sense to just stop Instagram from having that power over you? Leave your art there, don't worry about the game that needs to be played, and maybe just stop worrying about the hashtags and the reels and stories, and just post when you feel like it, and don't post when you don't feel like it. If the effort that you're putting in is not giving you the results that you want, then stop putting in that effort and perhaps put in that energy into your art. If hashtagging isn't getting you the likes that you want, then maybe stop caring about the hashtags because they're not working, because Instagram is now a platform that requires a lot of e-commerce-y type of activity for growth, and that really can detract from the creative side of your art. And if you find that you're worrying about the lack of followers that you're getting, then perhaps you need to reevaluate what you actually want from Instagram. I think it's become so easy to slip into the trap of fooling ourselves into wanting followers and kind of using that number as an indicator of who we are as artists. If you open the account as an artist looking for a place to showcase your work, you need to remember that's what you opened the account for. I've found myself not posting on Instagram simply because I don't feel like hashtagging and I don't feel like captioning, and I realized that that's so silly. And when I acknowledged to myself how silly that actually was, I started just putting up photos and videos that sometimes have no caption and no hashtag, and I sometimes even go weeks without posting if I don't feel like it. Why? Because I started the account so I could have a place to put my art. And honestly, these days, whether I hashtag or not, my views are the same amount of low. One thing that you need to remember is that if you, the artist, find that you're becoming unsatisfied with your creativity in response to not gaining the traction that you want, and you find that in response to that, you are scrolling through Instagram looking at what more successful Instagrammers are doing or what they're putting out, you're doing exactly what Instagram was designed to do. You went from being a producer of art to becoming a consumer of content and a consumer of product. You've become a consumer. And I'd love to sit here and tell you that it's not our fault. I'd like to tell you that we fall into these traps because these traps were designed to have us fall into these habits. But I have a firm belief that there are a lot of things that are not in our control, and there are a lot of things that are very much in our control. And if we objectively analyze this, our shift from artist to consumer can very much be classified as something that is very much in our own control. Your creative satisfaction as an artist is in your control. It's not in some app's control. One thing that might be worth reminding you of is that choosing art or having art choose you has always been considered a very difficult path. The concept of the struggling artist is not new and it's very real. Why would putting your art on an app where everyone else is putting their art, putting their work, how or why would that make things any different? Before there were apps, there were art galleries and art shows, and those were incredibly difficult to get showcased through, and they're still very difficult to get selected for and showcased through. That is kind of life for most artists. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay, but the difficulty of gaining exposure as an artist is not a new concept, and it's not confined to an app on the internet. I will end off with some advice that I give to myself every now and then. Just try and remember what you came here for. I think that us small artists would be perhaps better off being confident in our work, to the point that when we meet new people or when we speak to family or find ourselves in situations that somehow resemble networking, that when we speak to people, you say something along the lines of, yeah, hi, my name is Natalie, I'm an artist, or I'm a part-time artist. Would you like to check out my stuff on Instagram? I work under the name Rosella Projects. For small creators, that might be a more productive practice than researching hashtags. If the game is wearing you out, maybe don't play the game, but you don't need to step off the field either. If Instagram is wearing you out, then perhaps stop worrying about it, but don't waste your energy complaining about it, and don't close your account either, and don't blame a picture sharing platform for your creative dissatisfaction. That's on you. Please don't hate me.